Welcome to Herd Talks, the podcast for Marshall students by Marshall students. I'm Luke Jeffrey.
I'm Asha McClure.
And have you heard? Ghosts!
Boo!
Boo! Surprisingly, Huntington after 8 p.m. is not the most haunted place in West Virginia, and it's not even top 5.
Ooh.
So, today we're looking at what could possibly be beating the Huntington area for most haunted in West Virginia.
Ooh. So, I don't know. I'm pretty skeptical about ghosts. I mean, I don't think they're real. My Nana's pretty into them, though.
Oh, really?
Like, hardcore. Yeah. She watches all those ghost busting shows.
Really?
All of them.
Now, see, I watch them, but I'm also pretty skeptical on them. I just think they're funny.
Yeah, they are funny.
But I did have one experience that, like, really, it almost, like, tipped me over to full-on
No way.
believer. Yeah, so I was actually, like, walking down this street near where I live. And so, I'm out there, whatever. It was around this time last year, I think, actually. And there were, like, some abandoned buildings, right? You go in Logan, like, abandoned buildings are everywhere, right? It's like a staple of the area at this point. But,
okay.
And all of a sudden, like, I heard, like, a shrill, like, scream come from, like, one of the houses.
Okay.
And so I'm like,
Same. I would be
and
too.
I do one of those, like, slow turns to look back. And I look, but it's okay. The house just had a little window pane.
You know what? I feel like the content is just getting a little bit better each time.
You think so?
I like that one.
I thought it was pretty good.
I like the story build-ups.
Right? Okay.
Because, I never know if it's going to be real or a joke.
Yeah, try to fit them in. Yeah, whatever. All right, but let's be real. Haunted houses give an adrenaline boost, right? But at the end of the day, we all know they're fake. They're phonies. It's people in masks in dimly lighted areas surrounded by fog machines and chainsaw sounds, but we want the real deal, right? The real stuff is in local history and areas, and that's what we're looking at today. We're going to be finding the local Bloody Mary that is coming to collect your rent.
Oh.
So, first up on our list, right? I feel like it could not be a complete list about West Virginia haunted areas if it didn't have this place.
Okay.
And you probably already know where it's going.
I don't know.
The Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum.
I've heard about an asylum, but I just know.
What do you mean you've heard about it? Like, you don't know the asylum?
I don't know the asylum, but I've heard of one, but I don't know.
Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum.
Yeah,
This is, like, not known just in West Virginia. This is like an eastern coast, like this place is known.
Really?
Yes.
I just knew there was an asylum in West Virginia, but I don't know anything about it.
Oh, my gosh. You don't keep up with anything. So,
Facts.
it was built in, actually, I don't know when. Like,
Long time ago.
1800s. Because it was used as a Civil War outpost.
Mm-hmm.
That's how old it is. And so it was originally designed to hold 250 patients, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in its prime, it held 2,400 patients.
Ooh.
That's not including workers. And that's an 850% increase over its capacity, which is insane, right?
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine having that many people in, like, I don't know, a building for, like, 250? Like, that's like the size of my dorm building, right? You go in, like, one of the commons buildings or towers. Imagine having over 2,000 people in towers.
See, now, okay, I really want to go now.
Yes.
Just because I want to see how big the building is. And I want to know if ghosts are real. Like, not the fake.
I don't think you can figure that out, if I'm being completely honest.
I don't know. You can still
it's
get
one of those
creeped out,
toss-up-
though.
Yeah, you can get, it doesn't have to be a ghost to creep me out.
Okay, so when you watch, scary movies, do you like to watch scary movies or do you like to
No.
be scared?
No.
See, I like to be scared during scary movies.
No. See, here's the thing. Scary movies, the actual scare does not scare me. Like, the jump scare, like, I can sit there and,
Really?
like, dead face through it. It does not bother me. But the second that I see a drop of blood, I'm done for the night. I'm not sleeping.
You couldn't be like a doctor or anything like that. I'm the same way.
No, that's what's weird. I can handle it in real life.
Oh.
Like, no problem. I'm a hunter, right? So, like,
Oh, yeah, I
can
forgot about that.
I can be open about this, but I can gut a deer and then
No.
eat a sandwich right after.
Oh, no.
I am perfectly fine. But if like someone loses a fingernail on a TV show, I'm out. Like I can't do it. I don't know what it is
fingernail.
about TV blood. But TV blood just like throws me off.
And the fact that it's probably just like ketchup anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. Or like maybe it's just the thought of like murder and malice.
Yeah, like that's
Right.
not cool.
Because that, yeah, it makes me like it's just like pure evil. And it like gets something inside of me. And it like triggers something. But even like haunted houses, like
Yeah.
do you do haunted houses?
No, I've never been in a true
If
haunted
you like
house.
being scared, how you not going to haunted houses?
Because, like, I don't know. Like, I'm safe on my couch watching on the TV. That is, like, my thing. I don't want to go to a haunted house where no.
I was never. I actually refused to do haunted houses growing up, but I gave in the past couple years, and I've went to a few. They are not
Yeah.
for me.
No.
I am, like, I'm not trying to act like I'm like all big and bad and stuff. But like, it is not safe for me to go through haunted houses.
Are you
Not
gonna
for-
punch 'em?
not- Yes, not
Yeah.
for me nor the other people because fight or flight. I'm fight. It doesn't mean I'm gonna fight good. Like it's not like I'm walking through and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna put like everybody in a rear naked choke and like they don't stand a chance. No, like it's very well possible that if it were a real situation, I would like someone would scare me, I would swing and miss in the air and then I'm dead, right? But like my instinct is to fight because I can't like I'm not rationally thinking. So if someone in a haunted house, even though they're fake, like I'm going through, if they get the jump on me, man,
Oh, dear.
like I'm swinging. There's literally one I went through, and it was constant scares. I didn't even realize, but I was walking through in like a boxing stance. Like
Dude.
my hands were up, and I was looking
Dude.
around.
No.
I didn't swing.
Well,
but,
I'm glad.
but that was rough.
Those people don't get paid enough for that.
They do it for the fun of it. They love it.
I know. I would work in one. I think that would be really
I
fun.
don't think I could work in one.
You don't think you could work in one?
No, because of the fake. See, that's
The fake blood.
Fake blood in haunted houses also get me. Like if I walk through and there's like a fake body hanging from the ceiling, I'm out.
It's probably the stuffed.
I know it's stuffed and the blood isn't even liquid. It's like painted on.
I know. They look so fake.
But look, seeing it just, gosh.
Oh, wait.
it gets me.
I can tell you one haunted house that I went into.
Okay.
The one at Camden Park. You know,
The
the little
ride?
ride?
I loved that growing
It's
up.
cute.
Yes, it's amazing. Go to Camden Park this Halloween if you have never
Remember,
been.
it got like burnt or something, and they had to like redo it
Yeah.
on the inside. Do you remember that?
Camden Park is wild.
I know. I don't know how it's still open.
Yeah. Go visit. The only amusement park in West Virginia. if you don't
Yeah.
know. It's open since the 1800s. It's also in Fallout 76. So,
Really?
go check that- yeah.
I actually did know that at one time.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Well, now you know it for a second time.
Yeah, that's so true. I forgot about it.
Camden Park, unfortunately, isn't haunted, or it would be on this list. That'd be pretty cool. But the next one coming up, we had a little bit of a sidetrack there. It's
I
okay.
love our sidetracks, though.
Yeah, it's all right. The next one is Lake Shawnee Amusement Park. Have you heard of this one?
Lake Shawnee. I thought that was in Kentucky. Shawnee. Isn't that a college? It is.
Yes, but there are multiple places in the United States named Shawnee
Well, okay.
because it was a tribe, a Native American tribe.
They were, weren't they?
Yes. So what happened here is Mitchell Clay, right? He was a settler. Mitchell Clay had 3 children that were murdered by the Shawnee tribe.
Okay.
Mitchell Clay got mad. I think rightfully so.
Yeah.
And went and had a skirmish with some local Shawnee.
Okay.
There was a lot of bloodshed
I'm sure.
at this place, but it was forgotten for a short period in history. And in the 1920s, an entrepreneur came by and saw the area and said, you know what, this looks like a great place for an amusement park. So for a short stint of time, Camden Park was not the only amusement park in West Virginia because the Shawnee Amusement Park was opened on the battleground of Mitchell Clay and the Shawnee tribe.
Lovely.
This was later found out, but the park had to shut down after a girl died on the swings.
Like what kind of swings?
Just swings.
Regular old swings.
I mean, like, I don't know. They were amusement park swings, but it's not
Oh,
like they
is
were
it like
flying
the
in
one
air.
like that goes around?
They did not have this technology in the 1900s
Oh, that's a fact.
Twins. But, so a girl died on the swings, and they closed it down. And then later they found out about the history. It had resurfaced with Mitchell Clay and the Shawnee tribe. So now they offer tours, and they say that you can hear Native American chanting deep in the woods if you visit.
They probably have people, in the back in the trees, trying to. I feel like they would. They have to.
I can see it. And you know what, though? That's part of the experience. So, next on our list is the West Virginia Penitentiary. This is another one that I feel like the list wouldn't be complete without, right? It's a big one. It's known in Moundsville. Why are you making that face?
Because I don't know it.
You don't know the... Do you just not, Are you not a history person?
No.
Okay, I figured not. Well, it's the state. It's your home state, and you don't know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know the scary parts of it.
Well, this isn't. It's just the West Virginia Penitentiary, like the Moundsville prison. For years, this is where all the the worst criminals in the state went to be held.
Don't know.
Okay, it was built in 1876. Right. The penitentiary made a name for itself through countless riots. It caught on fire a bunch of times, and there were over 100 executions held in this prison. Yeah. Fun fact, it was actually made out of locally cut limestone. So, yeah, from a quarry.
Nice.
But the haunting started as early as 1930s when the prison was still in use, right? I feel like that sets it apart a little bit because most places it's like, oh, well, back 200 years ago, this happened, and we're just now seeing ghosts. They would be there for the whole time. These dudes saw it while they were still in use, right? It's not like it died off, became creepy looking, and then they made it a ghost attraction. It was looking good, in use, and there were people saying they saw ghosts, specifically the guards. The guards would say they saw inmates roaming freely around the prison.
Yeah.
They sounded the alarm,
went
on a search. Not a single inmate was missing.
I don't know, because they could go back in when the alarm was sound.
When the alarm sounds, all the jail cells lock immediately. And I'm assuming that they weren't able to be out at that point anyway, so their cell was probably already locked.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. But they say if you go now, you can see the Shadow Man who lingers. And if you visit, you just might get an encounter with the Shadow. It makes me think of, you're not a gamer, I don't guess, but if anyone's played Black Ops 3 Zombies, there's the Shadow Man there. The Shadow Man. That's his, and he has some jazz music that plays. But
I don't know why I said ew. It's just kind of freaky.
All right. Anyway, next on our list, this one actually isn't a specific place, just a general area, and it was a really good story, so I had to throw it on here.
Okay.
It's the Greenbrier Ghost
of
Greenbrier County.
Is this cool? I like this.
So the story starts with Zona Heaster Shue. She was a young girl who was declared dead by childbirth by her local paper and the authorities. But after her death was declared, her mother claimed that Zona's spirit visited her and told her that Zona's husband was abusive and had murdered her in a fit of rage. The mother, going to the coroner, demanded that the body be exhumed. It was taken out, and in another autopsy, it was found that Zona's death was by a broken neck done by force. So they put it on trial, and the husband was convicted, found guilty of the murder.
Whoa.
So now there's a plaque commemorating a ghost that helped convicted of murder in Greenbrier. It's the only time in history that big thing, big deal.
I don't like it.
What do you mean you don't like it?
That's creepy.
I think it's really cool. But poor Zona, it's it's terrible to have to go through that, but it's cool story. It made for a cool story, Zona. You are in history if you're listening to this.
If you're
you think he knows how to use a podcast?
Oh my.
How to use technology? Whatever. All right, our next one is actually another story about a young girl. I think ghost stories are always young girls.
I know, right?
And I used to think it's actually how people study out movies and stuff. my thought used to be that young girls are often a portrayal of innocence. So when they are put in that state, it is often far creepier. But now I just think that girls were just murdered like all the time back in the day. Like guys just weren't. So, and that's, you know, how the ghost stories came. But this is another example of those. It's 22 Mine Mountain. This one holds a special place in my heart.
Okay.
Because it's in Logan County.
Oh, so have you been?
Yes, multiple times.
Oh, this is cool.
So Mamie Thurman was her name. She was a Logan County resident in the 1930s, married to a local policeman. Mamie was a bit on the promiscuous side, got around town a little bit, right? But one day, Mamie went missing. No one could find her until a local deaf-mute boy or man was picking berries on 22 Mine Mountain Road.
As you do.
It's across from a coal mine. That's why it's called that. It's across from the 22 Mine. And on 22 Mine Mountain Road, he was picking berries, and in a bush, he found the head of a woman.
No!
Yes.
Imagine just minding your day, you know, picking some blueberries or whatever, and then your day just flips upside down.
So they pulled it out. It was the head and the body. They were together. And she was completely intact. Like, she had all her stuff on, so they didn't think it was robbery. She had on, like, a big diamond ring, her pocketbook with, like, all cash inside it. No signs of anything. But she had a bullet wound and multiple stab wounds.
Okay.
And she was just dumped in a bush on 22 Mine Road. She had no reason to be up there. I don't even think she owned a car, so it's not like she just went up there and got murdered.
Yeah.
Most likely she was taken there and dumped. But anyway, someone was convicted of the murder, wrongfully so if you ask me.
Oh.
That is not who the murderer is, in my
Okay.
humble opinion. There's a lot of controversy about this in Logan. Like, everybody has an opinion on who killed Mamie Thurman, but I don't believe it was that dude. But the guy who was convicted, kind of cool. He was sent to the state penitentiary in Moundsville that we talked about earlier. So maybe he was one of those ghosts.
Oh,
Who
so it's like
knows?
connected.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But now, if you visit the site where her body was found, you can drive up it. It's still open. Like, it's just public. You can just go up. And you come back down the hill. At the base, if you park your car and put it in neutral.
In neutral.
Well, I guess you can't park it in neutral. But if you put your car in neutral at
Okay.
the bottom of the hill, Mamie Thurman will try to pull you back up.
What? No.
The car rolls backward uphill. And I can attest for this.
No.
Multiple times.
No.
Yes. Not only have I been in cars where I've done it, and I used to think, like, they're secretly, like, putting it in reverse or
Yeah.
something. I've done it myself.
No.
And it happens.
No.
Yes.
There's got to be like a slant or something. I don't know.
I'm telling you. If there's a slant, it's not like it just, like goes back, like, a few inches. It goes, like, 10 to 20 feet.
I don't know.
It's crazy.
I was wondering I was like, why does it have to be neutral? Is the first thing I was thinking
Well, I mean,
about.
it's not like she can push it out of park. Like, she's not that strong. And she-
yeah, just park your car.
Nobody gets, like, all the way up the hill, but she's trying, you know. She tries to keep you. She just wants company.
I mean, I suppose too, if I was just a ghost, you know, around, it'd get lonely.
Right. So she just wants someone to come hang out. But that's the end of our story. Top 5 places in West Virginia. But
I like
now-
that one. That was one of my favorite ones because that was actually really interesting.
Yeah, but now we're going to play a game. We have another game today.
Yay!
And this game, the name is inspired by, like, you know, Rhett and Link, how they have those, like, big, long names. So we have a Rhett and Link style name today.
Oh, dear.
I haven't played this game. The game is called, Will This Ghost Story Make Your Marshmallows Roast, or is it a hoax that was written by your host? So,
Yeah.
the object of the game, I have 9 or 10 ghost stories.
Okay.
And I'm going to read them, and you have to guess which one's fake and which one's real.
Okay.
So I'm just going to read one at a time, and you tell me
Okay.
if it's fake or real. All right. First up, I'm going to put on my scary story voice.
Okay, I'm ready.
First up, the Crawdad Killer. In the settling of Arkansas, the freshwater streams made fish a popular dish for settlers. With streams pushing fish in one direction, they often could use buckets to catch fish while being away, but they would occasionally catch frogs and crawdads in their buckets. Fish were popular, but crawdads were seen as guardians of the stream, never to be killed or eaten. One day, a lazy young boy who caught a crawdad did not want to remove it from the bucket, resulting in him taking it home. Upon entering his home, his parents screamed, as the boy had developed antennas, a claw, and a hard exoskeleton. His parents then killed the boy and threw his body back in the river, where he now roams, freeing crawdads that may be caught in unfortunate children's lines or buckets.
Fake.
Fake?
Yeah. Let me tell you why, though. Because, like, crawdads are extremely popular to eat. And I feel like that's been a thing for a long time. So I don't feel like...
Only in some places, though. That's like a Louisiana... And
That's what
there's
I'm
also
thinking.
a difference. There are crayfish and crawfish.
There's a difference?
They're like kind of relatives of each other, but yes, there's like a very slight difference. So normally in like inland freshwater streams, you have the crawdad or crawfish, which is what we have around here.
Yeah.
We don't eat those.
Okay.
You get closer to coastal, those freshwater areas, kind of like boggy areas almost. It's like kind of a mix of like salt and freshwater. Those people munch on, right? Because think about it. We have an abundance of crawdad, crawfish in West Virginia. Have you ever seen a place that sells them to eat?
No.
But you go to Louisiana, you go to the beaches, they're everywhere. And there is a slight difference, and Arkansas is inland.
Well,
I'm
I'll
just
stick
adding
with
that.
my original answer.
A fake?
Yeah.
It was a hoax made by your host. So it was fake.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, the next one.
Okay.
This is called The Toil. In the heart of Malaysia, a tragedy broke countrywide news when a wealthy family was unfortunate enough to have stillbirth. Losing their child before it took its first breath, and in search to bring their child back to life, they sought out a wizard that claimed to communicate to souls of the dead. The wizard then, being an evil wizard, did bring the child back to life, but with a price. The child was enlisted to be a personal thief for the wizard, stealing wallets and change, and the undead fetus now roams the streets of Malaysia, stealing valuable items from unsuspecting homes, unless the items are near a mirror, needles, or there are toys nearby to distract the child. It will then go home and leave your valuables alone.
Unfortunately, I think this one would be true because when you're a parent and something like that happens to you, you're kind of in like that frantic mode, of like grief and like there's just a lot going on. So I could see them like going like beyond reasonable measures to like bring their child back because it is like a really unfortunate, sad thing to happen. But I feel like this one could be true.
It is true. I mean, but your reasoning didn't make sense to me, but that's okay. No, but that's all right. See, 'cause, like,
I get it right.
I mean, I
anyway.
get it, but I don't know how that relates to a ghost story being like...
Well, because they seeked a wizard to bring the kid back, and so they were going to go through the measures of whatever they
yeah,
could.
but like I could also come up with that.
I didn't
I
think you did.
You don't have faith in my writing ability. Anyway,
I'll let you decide that.
Okay. Next is the Shireen.
Shireen. Okay.
On a foggy night in Japan, 1297, a samurai on patrol for his lord stumbled upon a figure in the distance. As he approached the dark figure, he made out the shape of a man, and as he slowly placed his hand on his sword to draw, the man noticed the samurai and rushed toward him. The samurai, now in battle stance, realized the man approaching was butt naked. And before the samurai could get his sword out of the sheath, the man stopped just short of the samurai, turned around, and bent over, revealing an eye peering out from the hole in his backside.
No.
The end.
What is this? I hope you didn't write that. I don't know if you could have wrote that. I don't know. I hope it's fake. I want to say fake. Did you write that?
This one is true.
No!
This is a local Japanese legend. And I love it.
I'm glad you
It
didn't
may
write
be
that.
my new favorite ghost story.
It's not even scary. This is gross.
I like the cliffhanger it puts you on, because there are no documentations of what happens after. Like, does the samurai kill him? Does the guy just run away? Like, the story just ends there. The samurai looks into the eye, and the story ends. So I guess you have to come up with your own ending. I don't know.
I would just say, I hope they went their separate ways.
Yeah. Who knows?
I don't want to know.
All right. Let's move on to a next one. This is the Frostbite Farmer.
Frostbite Farmer. Okay.
Crossing the mountains of Alaska, a local farmer became trapped in a snowstorm just away from his homestead. Receiving frostbite on all his fingers and toes, he cut them off and ate them to survive, as he had run out of food. The farmer, after a few of his digits, became obsessed with the texture of frostbite and began freezing parts of his body at a time in order to eat them, until he had eaten almost his entire body.
Ew.
Dying from blood loss and hypothermia, the farmer now appears in snowstorms looking for frostbitten bodies to cure his hunger.
So, going back to earlier, you said that you don't like blood and stuff, so I don't feel like you would write something like this. So I'm going to say it's true.
I made it up. That's
no!
me. Yeah. Take your comments about my writing skills back. I'm a beautiful writer.
I really thought you wouldn't write about blood and that.
See, actually, there's no blood in it. Frostbite. If it's frostbitten, it's not going to bleed.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah, very.
Gross.
Yep. All right. Next on our list is the tongue leech.
Ew. You picked gross ones.
In the early 1500s of Puritan America, church children were told the story of the tongue leech. Being taught not to speak up against adults or speak in church unless asked, the tongue leech would torture any child who broke these rules. The night after the incident in which the child spoke when he wasn't supposed to, unless the child apologized, the tongue leech would slither into the child's room and eat their tongue, leaving them unable to speak anymore.
True. I feel like that's just like a thing to get kids, what they just said.
It definitely sounds like a colonial story.
Yeah, it's like, don't speak in church or this thing will come get you in your sleep. Like, you won't be able to talk anymore at all, so you gotta be respectful. So I feel like that's true.
Right. And it sounds so good because I wrote it.
And it's fake. That's a good one. I like that
Thank
one the
you,
best
right?
that you did.
I might tell my children that.
Honestly, yeah.
I feel like it's believable.
No, I won't
Watch
do
out, Johnny. The tongue leech will get you.
The tongue leech is so gross. Oh my.
Okay. Next on our list, we have the story of the hairy toe. Have you heard this one before?
No.
I was told this in grade school. And they had, I guess I just.
Hairy toe.
All right. Here we go. One evening during the Great Depression, a starving mother was wandering her garden, hoping to find something that could be growing. Instead of any produce, the woman finds a severed, hairy toe sticking out of the ground. As starvation is taking over her mind and body, the woman then takes the toe home and makes a stew to serve her family.
Ew.
After the stew has settled in their stomachs, an apparition appears, calling out for his toe, saying, "Where's my toe? Bring me my toe." When he learns what has happened, he kills the woman and her family, stealing all of their toes in return.
I feel like I heard this maybe a really long time ago, because after you said, "Where's my toe?" I don't know, it kind of brought something back. So, I guess since it's like a story. I don't know. I don't think it's true, but like people have told it.
But, well, that's what you're trying to guess. Not
Yeah.
if it actually happened.
Yeah.
Like,
So
you know,
true. Yeah.
it is. And I kind of revealed it earlier.
Yeah,
by
that's what I was.
accident.
I was like, no. The thing is, I was like, is he tricking me? Because it's something you would do. And then
okay, that's
when
fair.
you said the big toe, I was like,
Yeah, that's what they
Yeah.
did to us in grade school. There was like, they dressed up and came in, and like, there was a guy walking around the classroom, where's my toe? And like, a bunch of kids just started crying.
oh, poor
It was-
children.
Yeah, that's a core memory of mine.
Aw.
And for some reason, the guy was dressed up as like a pharaoh. Now
That doesn't
I
make
don't
sense.
get that one.
No.
But
I
it's,
don't know what he would have dressed up as if he wanted his big toe back. Like, what would you do?
I would just say like a farmer or something.
farmer?
Like a farmer look. Yeah. But yeah, the hairy toe is true. The hairy toe is true.
Yeah.
So, the next one, I gotta pick them out. Okay. This one is The Help.
The Help. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Victoria era England, 1700s. It was a local legend among rich children, told in their schools and by their maidens. Children who did not make their bed and defied the local help in their castles would then, later that night, be strangled to death in their sheets by a ghostly maiden.
Creepy. I feel like it's false because the one that you wrote earlier, it's kind of similar, going along the same lines.
Was the other one inspired by this one?
I'm going to say false.
Yeah, I made it up.
Yeah!
I guess I just have a thing for like children ghost
I
stories.
know.
don't
You better behave, kids.
Get in line. Maybe those were just the type of stories I was told as a child.
I guess
I'm channeling it. I'm channeling it.
Oh, my.
Okay. Let's go. All right. This one's a good one.
Okay.
This is called Hantu Tetek.
Okay.
In an alley in Malaysia, a young man wanted by all young women in his city is faced with a large figure approaching him. The man hears the voice of a woman talking about his beauty and appeal. You look so good, Sonny. Only for the quote-unquote woman, as she gets close, to smother him with breasts on her back. The Hantu Tetek is an extremely large woman with even larger breasts that reside on her back. And she is rumored to float around Malaysia at night in search of attractive young men or naughty young children. Young men who make Hantu Tetek's eyes sparkle or children who stay out too late are then caught by Hantu Tetek and shoved between her back breasts to be smothered and never seen again.
I hope you didn't write this.
It does have the children involved.
I know. I don't think you could have wrote that. If you did, I don't know about. Yeah. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say it's true because I don't want you to write this.
Yeah, I wish I could have written something this good, but that is just like
Oh, I'm glad you didn't write
that is
it.
a Malaysian tall tale.
Why are they all in Malaysia? There's a lot in Malaysia.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. That's like a theme.
And if you notice, both of them, so like one was about a fetus and the other one is about breasts. They got something going on.
I don't know, but I don't want to go there.
Yeah, Malaysian ghost stories are different. They're built different.
Facts. Oh my.
Okay, we're down to just two more. How many have you gotten? You've only missed like what, 2 or 3?
I think I missed 2, but I don't know.
2?
Yeah,
You're
I
doing
don't
pretty
know.
good there. Okay. Our next one is called The Wampaton.
I don't know. These names are killing me.
They are. In the farms of Slovakia.
Change it up.
In the farms of Slovakia, a farm country, local thieves roam I'm sorry, what on here does not make sense. Local thieves roam the areas, stealing produce from farmers. Farmers, in an attempt to combat this, grouped together to create a creature, and they named it the Wamputon. The Wamputon roams farms and fields looking for thieves to pounce on. And once the thieves are trapped, they are chewed up and used as compost to grow more produce.
I don't know about this one. Because you say you didn't know what it said. So I don't know if you wrote a typo or what you copy and pasted was a typo. But whenever you first said it, I thought you said a wonton.
Wamputon.
Yeah, wonton.
No, Wamputon. It had a whole extra syllable. How'd you get wonton?
I don't know. A wonton.
Say so.
What do I think? I feel like you wrote it.
I wrote it.
I think you wrote it.
You'd be correct.
Yay!
Maybe I'm just like easy to see through.
I don't think so. I'm honestly, it's like a 50-50 guess, and I'm just, I mean.
That's true. 'Cause, yeah, your chances are pretty good. But, all right, we're down to our last story.
I love this game.
This story is called The Headless Mule.
I thought you were going to say the Headless Horseman. I was like, true!
The Headless Mule. After a special night out between a priest and a prostitute, a Brazilian god turned the prostitute into a giant purple mule with no head, and flames spewing from the stumped neck of the animal. The mule during the day turns back to a woman, luring young men to her humble abode. But at night, she is cursed to return to the mule form, and it is said that the man who kills the mule will turn the animal back to the attractive young woman and is owed marriage from the prostitute. So if you kill the mule, she has to marry you.
I feel like you wrote this.
No.
No.
This is a Brazilian legend.
I didn't really know about that one. That was just really far
It's
out.
all over the place. Yeah. Like, prostitute,
I mean, the first sentence, the priest and the prostitute. I was like, what the heck?
giant purple mule with no head and flames coming
Yeah,
from
I
the
wasn't
neck.
expecting the flames.
Like, they're so, like, why is it purple?
yeah.
Why is it giant? Mm-hmm. And why does it have no head? Like,
There's a lot to this.
and none of it is really cohesive. Yeah, so that's the end of our ghost stories.
I enjoyed that very much.
Feel free to go, look any of those up. They're pretty interesting, I think.
Yeah.
Especially the Hantu Tatek and the Shireen. The Shireen's
And
my
the
favorite, dude.
wonton.
The Shireen, the samurai, and the eye.
I
Man,
did not like that.
it's nuts. That might be my Halloween costume this year.
No.
Just kidding. That I would get arrested for
I
indecent
think you
exposure.
would.
Yeah, can't be doing that. But anyway, thanks for playing along. Hopefully you did. And if you have any crazy ghost stories that we've missed or one that you come up with on your own and you want to see if we can guess if it's true or false, send us a DM, tag us in a post, whatever. We'll go check it out. So check the description wherever you're listening to this to find links to all of our social media platforms and directories, as well as a few forms that you can fill out and send in responses for, including an anonymous feedback form and an opportunity for you to have your very own podcast episode, right? We want to give Marshall students, staff, faculty, and community members a platform where they can talk about something they're passionate about. It doesn't have to be Marshall. Anything you're passionate about, right? Everybody has passions. If it's cool or not cool, fill out the form, come on here, and have your very own episode. You can put that on a resume. You can tell your friends that you're cooler than them because you've been on a podcast, right? So go do some paperwork. Check out our social medias. Listen to episodes you haven't been. Drop us some follows, and we'll see you in the next episode.
See ya.